want to get into tonight because the next couple of weeks are all about in the lead up to the system tracker indicator being. So as a lead up, what I want to do is I want to get you familiar with what the methodology or the concept or the idea of what it is, so you can then, when it comes available, say, oh look, I understand that completely, this is what I need to be looking at. So this is kind of a bit of pre-training before the release of this product. So so let's go in and have a look at what we want to achieve with this. And I also want to do, part of the session tonight is also covering, or the most of the session tonight is covering volatility or range or movement, however you want to call it, and seasonal data. Now, I wanted to share with you something that Jim sent through to me during the week, and this is pretty compelling stuff, and it's in line with what we already know about the seasonal data. So if there are those of you who haven't really spent a lot of time on that seasonal data website, I would definitely make that a priority, because the seasonal data charts are something that you can use to determine if you can improve your edge immediately. So it's not something that you need to subjectively look at and go, look, oh, I don't know if that would have improved my edge or not. You can clearly go to that website with the charts that are available and look at a specific chart, and I'm going to show you how to do that here shortly. You can look at a chart, and I'm going to use crude as an example. Now, on the chart or on the screen, we've got a nice picture of our crude session. Now, this is Mark's West Coast crude, the afternoon session. So he trades this from 1350 to 1420. So it's a half an hour time slot. Now, you can see that strategy is running really, really well. There's its maximum drawdown there. Now at the moment it's actually hit almost its max drawdown here. So if we go into the performance summary, we can see that it's basically shorts only, and let's have a look at the max drawdown on this. The max drawdown is 790, so that's super. That's a pretty good result for a strategy that trades on crude, and it's only a short time period. But what's interesting at the moment is that, okay, have a look at this drop off, where we've got a drop off in performance. Now, what are some of the things that we need to look at when we're running a system? Because it's all about using everything we've got. I mean, the system's doing all the work for you. It's doing the execution. What are the critical things we as traders need to look at when we're running a system and we start seeing a little bit of a drawdown like that? What are the things that you as a trader are going to look at that might be causing that drawdown to occur on your strategy? So everybody should be spraying information into the chat box about the things that they would be looking at to specifically focus in on that particular drawdown. So hopefully I get a lot of typing here, just typing in what you think might be causing the drawdown. What are some of the things that might lead you to be looking at a drawdown, and how you could potentially kind of turn that around or improve it, or there's a number of things that we can look at. Okay, yep. So we're on today, which is good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just squeeze out the. Okay, so I'll go to this chart. All right, so first up we've got range and volatility. So range, volatility, movement. If you can imagine trading this strategy. Now this strategy is running let's go straight into it. Let's not muck around. And this strategy is running. We'll go into the actual strategy itself. It's running a 12-point stop. So how much range do we need in that market if it's running a 12-point stop? How much range are we going to need conceivably to make money in that market if it's got a fixed target, which it has? It's got a 22-point target. We're going to need at least 24 points. I would say we'd even probably want 36 points. We want 3 times our stop. Really, and this is a measure. We can measure this because, you know, we talk about all the time in the room, we say be objective. But straight away, we've got a benchmark. We can say, well, okay, every single day that this system has run, every single day this system's traded, what has been the range? Now, is it worthwhile me doing the range for the whole day? Is that, I mean, if this thing's only trading, if this thing's trading from 1350 to 1420, do I want to know the range for the day, or do I want to know the range for the time that it's trading? Because obviously crude's a 24-hour market. It's got, you know, you've got range, you've got your high and low for the day. Is that helpful to me, or do I specifically want to know what the range is for this half an hour period? Yeah. So we want this period, maybe a bit either side. We want to know what the range is. So we can already say, right, well, if we save this as so let's save this as a Excel document. So we'll go into Excel and we'll save this as West Coast Crude afternoon. And so we'll save that as an Excel. So all you're doing is you're just hitting the save button up the top, and it's giving you an option when you first go in there. You can save it as a web archive. That's completely useless to us because we want to manipulate the data. We want to save it as a Microsoft Excel workbook. So we'll go save, and straight away we now have something we can actually play with. So we've got all of those trades. There are 125 trades we've got now. So if I open that document up now, if I go into my desktop, and I'll just grab that document because it's under my workspaces, West Coast Crude afternoon. Okay, bang, we've got that. Yes, we want that. There it is there. So I've automatically now, and I'll just switch that over to West Coast Crude afternoon. So straight away, I have all of that data in front of me on an Excel spreadsheet coming up now. So that's fantastic. Now, what I've got is I've got the daily trades. There's my daily trade list. So I can add in here, I can do my range. Okay, so what was our range parameter for? So automatically we can get rid of, so we probably, what we want to do, and I'll show you this later. So we can get rid of these things here. We don't need this information here. We can get rid of all that. And slippage, so we can get rid of that. So I want to clean this up a little bit. So we've got our range. Now, if we're monitoring this, we basically can get rid of this additional data as well. No, we'll leave that there for a second. So we've got our range, we've got our day of the week, so the 18th, and we've got how many trades are set up. So there's your first trade. Now, what I want to do is I want to be recording the range for each of these days. So we know that we've got a range plotter. So if we shoot back to our trade station in a second, we're going to enter the ranges here every day. And what we've already said is we want to know, okay, a range of 24 is potentially the lowest end we would trade. That's the low end. Okay. I'm saying 3 times, so 36 would be about, that would be kind of my, so anything under, anything less than, so if it's less than 24, not good. So we want it, and may potentially less than 36 may not be good either. So we'll just have to double check that. But anything greater than 36, we should be okay. Now, what we want to do is we want to actually test those range parameters. So we can then go in and say, right, well, very quickly, we've got our data here. We know exactly what's happening with our trades. What happens if we now go back into our document here, and let's load up, and I'll just switch us back to the to TradeStation. Sorry guys, I'm just kind of moving around very quick. Is everybody okay so far? Everybody, I'm not moving like jumping too quick between the two because I want to make sure I don't want to kind of, yeah, okay, cool. So we've done something very easy. We've just saved an Excel spreadsheet. We've set up a range column, and now what we're going to do now is we're going to add our range plotter. So if you right click on your chart and you go insert strategy, so insert analysis technique, you're going to want to pick up the range plotter. So if we go to our, and I haven't put this one on for a little while, there it is there, GMT range plotter. So we want that. So we go OK. Alright, cool. So we've got our range plotter is loaded into that. So if we right click again on our, and if we go to format analysis technique, in there will show you all of the indicators you've got loaded up and any paint bars. So we basically want our range plotter. So we go format. Now what's our time slot? Our time slot is 1350 to 1420. So let's go maybe 1340 to 1430. So 10 minutes either side. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's in there. Now, how do we get that data? So if we go in now and go view, and we go to our events log, no, we need to go to our print log. That will give you the range daily on that. See down the bottom here, I don't know if you can see that well enough. Just let me know if you can actually see the bottom of my chart here, and you'll hopefully see the range. No. Let's have a look here and see if it comes down. Just on the right hand side, Steph, on the room right hand side, you'll see a little scroll bar. Just pull that down, mate, and that'll get you right down to the bottom. Cool. Alright, so down the bottom you see, now the dates are weird because it's the 22nd of February 2012. The 1 is I'm not sure what the significance of the 1 is, but I'm just disregarding that. So you've got your range every day. Now you can import that into TradeStation as well. Say print log, and let me just double check. You can save that as a, I'll get back to you on that. I'm fairly sure you can save that as a Excel spreadsheet as well. So let me just I'll do a little bit of research on that one, but you can save it. But either way, you can copy that data, so you can just select all, or just go to the top of that data and copy it, and go copy, and then paste that into Excel. And what you've got there is you're starting to see from the ranges 92 yesterday, 50 the day before. So we're well above 3 times, aren't we? So we've had a drop off here. We've had a drop off in our range for that period. And is it that one obviously 41, 35. So you can see the last two there, 35. That's the skinny end. 53. So we can plot those. And how many trades have we got here? We've got from the 31st of January. So looking now that I know that it's way back to the 31st, those ranges aren't really huge, are they? There's see 78, 95's not bad, 82, and then we're starting to drop off in range. So if we go back further than that, you got 63, 75. See the big ranges there, 110, 244, 97, 172, 74, 104. So we've got some bigger ranges at 20 there, obviously. So you can see that if you start to get, it looks like the tighter the range, particularly here with the 50s and the 30, you're probably not going to get a lot of action, or you may not get a lot of action. And it'll be interesting to see if we run the range plotter against every single trade, and then we sort based on the size of the range for the day and whether we had a profitable or a non-profitable trade. It will be interesting. It's an interesting exercise to see if range has a impact on that data that we have there. So that's one thing we want to talk about tonight, range. Is the range that we've got on this set of data for West Coast crude, because we're coming into